Hello, people of YouTube, and welcome back to Cities Skylines, to the city of New Nerdington, in which time cannot be put to pause, just in case something goes wrong, and I get to panic on camera about it. That was the whole premise, at least. This is not really applicable anymore, considering the fact that we are doing quite well with our city. I've, in between this episode and the last, I've changed up this industrial area a little bit to have its own train station, just because they reduce the amount of cars that go across these bridges significantly, and I've actually noticed the difference quite a bit. As you can see, it's not nearly as busy here anymore as it used to be. So for our traffic situation in the rest of the city, it's doing really well. The only problem now is that it's ridiculously busy around the train stations. As you can see here, there's a traffic jam in this farm, which is completely unrealistic. But now we have two traffic problems localized, very localized. So at least it doesn't clog up the main roads anymore. That's something, but I don't know if it's the right solution. What I might want to do in the near future is remove one or two of these fields so that at least this part is a little bit smaller, because this part seems to generate and attract most trucks and therefore clog up this whole area. So I think that that should actually be what we start with today. And as you can see, a lot of these people are complaining as well. So yeah, let's just do that. What I find kind of strange is that just the fields by themselves produce animal products. So they do the same thing as the cattle shed and the milking parlor and the slaughterhouse over here. Now, I do like the buildings for a bit of variety, so I want to keep the buildings, and I'm just going to get rid of probably two fields on either side here. So let's get started with that. Let's get rid of you, and what about over here? This kind of fits nicely in here, so I don't know if I want to move that too much, but you know, we might as well. I'll deal with that. Let's add a road from turn on roads anarchy, very important. Snap to road guidelines, thank you. And then have a road go from there into there. Have a road go from there into there. And then I'm just going to move these buildings into right about here. Let's move you. Not quite there. No, come on. There you go. And move you to right in there. I moved all of these animal-related buildings because I didn't think it was a bit logical at all that they were near the crop-producing fields. So I had a milking parlor over here before, and I can't remember where or if I even had a slaughterhouse. But yeah, it was a little bit much. So this is probably a bit better. The way I'm doing it now makes more sense. What? Why is this so gross and gray? Are you producing pollution? You might be producing pollution. That's kind of interesting. I'm going to put you back there because I liked you back there. Right, and then this can be slightly reduced. And all of these cows are on the move back to their new houses. I love that they actually just stay in place when you move a... like that they're actually dynamic beings. That's kind of cool. Right, let's move these roads. Turn on clipping in this mod. Actually, this whole road can be gone. And you can move into roughly there. You can move into roughly there. Much nicer. Ooh, how do you guys like the... this is a bit low. I actually should probably take this a bit further down the train tracks. But I do like this solution. Instead of using a tunnel for the train lines, having a sort of flat bridge overhead instead. I quite like that. And I've done that on the other side as well. This is already a bit lower. This works better height-wise. And I really like what I've done here with this little farm path right next to the road. I feel like that's a thing you see in real life as well. I think that looks super cool. Yeah, so that works. That definitely works. Right, so that means that you can also be moved. No, let's not do that with the move it mod, but let's move you like this instead to just there. I'll remove the road that's underneath you. Oh, fuck. Well, that's fine. I'll fix that in a second. Not quite intentional. You can go there. And then you don't have to despawn, my friend. Oh, you are going to turn around anyway. That's slightly annoying. And all of these guys are so full, which is... That's actually the most frustrating thing about this, because these guys are complaining about the fact that they don't have enough crops and that sort of stuff constantly. But meanwhile, these barns and other storage facilities are constantly full to the brim, even though I've set the storage mode to empty. Yeah, it's just a slightly annoying thing. So I feel like the farm is producing too many goods for its own good, if you will. No pun intended there. But yeah, let's have a look at how we're doing. What I don't really like is how dependent the city now is on the income of the farming industry over here. That is kind of worrisome, actually, because this is half, well, now it is almost the entire profit we're making. Yeah, and the city profit has actually been really fluctuant, which is not great either. But yeah, let's add some more industry, not on this side, but possibly on this side, although I'm not entirely sure where. Maybe just over here on the other side sort of the windmills. We might just want to do an off-ramp on this side and then add some industry over here. That would make sense with the train line from here as well. That can import and export goods. Yeah, I think that might work quite nicely because there's such a huge demand for industry. So yeah, not super. So yeah, I think this is a nice out of the way place for industry, and then this in this corner here might be a really nice place for the international airport, and we're almost there. We need 90,000 population to get to the international airport. So that is. Are we paused? No, we're saving. Right. I was like, I'm sure I didn't pause the game, but autosave is tripping me up slightly. There we go. Yeah, I think that's a good plan for this episode. So let's add some proper industry on this side. This always works so nicely. I can just copy over one of the things I've already built, and I think this will go there quite nicely, although I do need to remove a bit of the road here for it to work. So let's put you there for the time being. I don't know if that costs money, so it might be a slightly cheaty way of going about it, but I'm fine with that. So where do we want this? I feel like this here would be a decent place for an industrial zone. And then again, up here, I want to do a woodworker's... woodworking is not the right word there, but a forestry. There's the right word, a forestry zone. But I can't do that yet until we have the 90,000 people we need. So let's get... this done quickly, actually. So let's remove all of that. People won't be able to get in and out of the city anymore, but I can move you in place very quickly. And yeah, I should just about have the space. We'll do the height adjustments in a second. You can turn slightly. Is that too much? This is quite tricky to do, actually. So, oh, we have clipping on. That explains something. There we go. That should be a bit better. And actually, that should be quite all right for angle. So let's leave it there. Turn off M. Also not bulldoze anything. I said turn off M. Thank you very much. We can bulldoze that. We can't bulldoze that bit. That's a slight bit annoying, but fine. And connect the highway up from here to what road were we using? Something like this. So you can go into there. You can go into there. That is a bridge for whatever reason. You can go into there. And you can go into there. Excellent. So now this road is functional again, at least. And you definitely should not be a bridge, although... no, you definitely shouldn't be a bridge. Wow, this is... very, very wonky. And with the last little bit of polishing this this up, just so that the height differences and stuff are not as insane as they are now, I think this this looks quite neat. I also removed the sound barriers from this highway just because they cost more than non-sound barrier. This height difference there is a bit insane still. Hang on. Yeah, so the sound barriers, they cost a bit of money and a bit more than normal highways without sound barriers. So I felt like they were not quite necessary, especially considering we're so far out of the city here. So it won't impact anyone's quality of life in here. So yeah, just not really necessary to have them. So I removed them because they will be cheaper in this way. Now this should be able to be flattened slightly as well. And all of these on and off ramps look fine, I think. Yeah, a little bit of height difference still. The auto-saving is so intrusive, but so necessary because I really don't want to lose any progress. So we're just going to have to live with it, kind of. Yeah, so let's pull a big... What do we do? An industrial road? I feel like an industrial road would be fine here. Let's see. Maybe like a large... I know I plonk roundabouts down everywhere. Why does this look white? Is it because... it's because we used the height difference thing. That looked very worrying for a second. Like it was not water. Family-friendly show, Tom. Right, let's pull a road slightly out of there. Make that about 10. Can we have the road guidelines now? Yes, because I do want them now. Turn you around. And have a roundabout sort of situation pulling out of there. I think that would be good. And then we can have two sort of areas connecting onto the roundabout. Maybe even three. One in there, and one in there. I feel like that might work. And then we'll have a cargo station pulling out of all the way here into here. And then we can connect this passenger train station into there as well. And then we'll be very well connected, I think. So let's do just that. Now, what kind of road should we use? I think just the 2-lane highway, actually. Let's see. It should be quite large, radius-wise. What do we do? Maybe we should build a cross type of thing first with a dirt road. So something that is in the middle of this. If we can get there. No, not like that, but we can definitely get there like this. So how about a radius of 16, because that's kind of easy to do. And then we go 8 there and 8 on the other side. I was going to do a radius of 15 first, but that would have been a hassle with planning for the half-sized ones that I did afterwards. That would not have worked. I can turn off the road guidelines again because they are not necessary whatsoever. You can go in there. You can go in there. You can go in there. And that is perfectly round. Nice. Very neat. So how about something like this for the start layout of this this industrial zone? I feel like that might work. So we have a bit of space in here. We have some space around here. It's properly divided up into 3 zones that people can access. And of course, these will be interconnected as well. But the boulevards here will work as sort of spines, I guess. A spine and 2 weirdly shaped arms, rather. So this road can be removed as well. That is very nice. Should we get rid of this? No, this looks like it's pretty nicely connected, even though it's 2 little bits. So I do need to keep that in mind if I want to start messing about with the way this roundabout flows at some point. But for the time being, that is perfectly all right. Now, should we start with the industry or should we start with the train lines? I think we should start with the industry because there's such a high demand for that. Yeah, and as you can see, the weekly income is really fluctuant. Like right now, it's 25,000 and going down. But earlier, as you could have seen, it was 8,000 and lower. So it really just goes up and down so incredibly much, and ever so slightly worrying sometimes, but fine. Just fine. Do we stick with 4-lane roads? I think we should. Just because industry is such a nuisance with the amount of cars that it produces. So let's do that. I think that would be a good plan. So how about something like this? Because I do want them to be connected. Although that might be... Is that a bit too close? I feel like that might be a bit too close to the entrance. I want to leave a bit of a buffer. So that is 10. You're weirdly connected there. Are you... Let's turn on road guidelines for a second. You're a node right there. How big is that? 13. And there's a node there on 13 as well, which is quite interesting. But I feel like that's far away enough from this situation here, so we can deal with that, I suppose. You should then be slightly longer if I want you to connect up there as well. Or do I even want you to connect up there? I don't quite know. You're 20. That bit there seems to be 13. How should we do this? It's quite difficult because I don't want all of these small roads to connect up to the big roads. That's why there are big and small roads, just so you have some hierarchy in where your cars will be driving. So something like that, and then through there. But of course that should not be just a small block. That should be something like that instead. I think that works. And then you can go all the way in there and back down there. That is now a nice block as well. You should probably just go up a little bit further. So let's do that. You can go up to there. And no, let's not press delete. Let's have you. And then you can go in there. And then you can become a nice corner sort of situation. That's the wrong tab. There we go. So you can become a nice corner and go 2 blocks into that general direction, or maybe even 3, something like that. Yeah, I feel like that works. That is quite all right. And then we should also have a smaller road. Thank you very much. In there, that does not go all the way to the roundabout, but possibly to something like that there. Yeah, I feel like that works really well. How about we do a slightly different situation on this side? So something like this to down. Yeah, let's turn off road guidelines again. To down here. So that matches up quite nicely. And then in there. And not quite back up. But to saving again. That is moderately annoying. I really need to turn that down. Let's actually turn that down together. Go to options. Is it in gameplay? I think it's in gameplay. Every 10 minutes, let's make that every 25 minutes. So it is slightly less bothersome. Something like that. And you can go in there. You're slightly not lined up nicely. Let's have you removed. Lengthened. Or actually, I feel like this would be the cheaper way to go about that. There we go. And then you can go, nope, you need to be a big boy. I don't think I've ever called anything a big boy before. But yeah, something like that. I feel like that works nicely. Yeah. Right, let's pull some pipes into this direction. We have, luckily, our electricity connection organized quite well there. How are we doing for hot water? That is fine. Ooh, our water availability in general should be upgraded soon, though. So how about we pull you from that corner up there to just sort of down there-ish along this boulevard and around. Perfect. Into there. Around. Also perfect. Very nice indeed. In there. Then we can have a little bit of a nub in there. Down. Connect. Flawless. Right. Industrial zoning can go basically all the way up to the highway. I'll put in some services later on. But let's just have the industrial zoning sorted out for now. And I think these bits of zoning are large enough as well. We should probably pull in the the train station to about here-ish, so quite high up. I kind of want to do 2 separate train stations, one for the people and one for the cargo. But which should go where is the question then. I feel like the cargo train station is going to attract most attention. So how about we put the cargo train station... Do you have electricity yet, by the way? No, you definitely don't. So why... That's kind of curious that they're not complaining about that. But sure, fine by me. Let's just pull one of these small ones out of here in the middle of the road. And then to sort of there-ish. That works. We can get rid of that later. That is fine. Yeah, I feel like this here should be the place for the cargo train station. So let's get that in order. Let's have a small road pull out of there. A small one-way road. Something like that. That should be fine. Oh, I need to get rid of the traffic lights as well in places like that. Because they're not really... They're just nuisances. I don't know if they actually do anything of use. But let's pull you out of there into maybe 20 and back in there. That is some serious height difference, my friend. Let's have that not be a thing. You should be in sync with that. You should be in sync with that node. And you should be in sync with that node. Now let's turn off these traffic lights. You. Nope. Nope. And nope. 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 Is that it? Or do these small ones... Yeah, oh, all these small ones get traffic lights as well. That is excessive. So that means, yep, you as well, you as well. Now traffic will flow a little bit more freely. That is good. And let's put a cargo station into here. Cargo station is right at the beginning. I scrolled right past it, but that is fine. So just in... there, I suppose. There. That is much nicer. Right, so that can flow from up here nicely into there. And then we can have a person's train station sort of maybe sitting here on the end. I think that would be a pretty decent place for it. With a sort of a bus line that loops through this little area to get people to their jobs and that sort of thing. I feel like that might work quite nicely. That sounds like a good idea. Let's organize that. But first, get the train line of this in order. So how will we connect this? We should probably... because this needs to go all the way in here. We should probably try to have it follow. Ooh, but that might become a bit difficult with these... I'm just thinking out loud here. I wanted to follow the highway. That looks a bit weird. But that may become a bit difficult with all of these situations over here. So it might need to go just corner around the prison under there. Well, we'll see. We'll have a go at it. Can you go quite nicely past there? No, not really. So you need to have a slight turn. How do you fit in there about? So sort of next to it. I think that would work. And then to up about there, where you can then curve slightly around so that you snake through there. Does that work? I think that works quite neatly. And then you need to snake back into there and around. Sort of like that. Nice. Oh, and then of course this is a situation here as well that I did not consider at all. But that's fine. We can connect this up first on the other side. My frame rate is abysmal, by the way. I think that's about 18. I have a frame rate counter up here in the corner. I don't think that is picked up in the recording, which is good. But yeah, frame rates are not great. I'm playing on a really old AMD video card for the ones of you that are interested. I do intend on upgrading very, very soon. By very soon, I mean in a couple of months. But for the time being, very slow, very old AMD card is what we're going to have to deal with. Which is all right. Not superb, but all right. We'll deal. 1 gig of VRAM, A++. That's all we need. So let's pull that. Do we make that take the inner corner? No, I don't think that is a good idea, considering I might want to have another off-ramp in here that goes to sort of this area later on, because this area is completely unused. And also, I just remember that this is where we probably want the airport to sit, so we might want to have a train station sitting in there as well, like a normal passenger's plane station. Very good job, me. So let's just stick it as close to the highway as we sort of can. Will that interfere? Well, it should be lowered slightly, but it's not too bad. So let's have you pull into thereabouts. And then maybe go up from here and across. So how about we do that? You can then go up to, let's see, what works here. I also really want to lower that because I don't like that it is so elevated next to the highway. So that is 12. Let's see. How would that work? I feel like this should go back slightly, turn slightly sharper, and then have a nice straight way across there. I feel like that would work better. Let's go for that instead. So just about like that, and then go up to 12. Can we have a straight one, please? That goes up to thereabouts. No, you should be... Why? I feel like sometimes my clicks don't register. That's probably more my fault than the game's fault, but yeah, something like that. I feel like that works, and maybe this should be a little bit of a ramp already. Something like that. Yeah, I feel like that's very nice. Cool. Connect across here with a straight line, if we may. That wanted to put poles on the road. Hang on, let's redo that, because I would like a pole in the middle of the road if possible. So no, that just doesn't want to put a pole in the middle of the road, which is fine. So you go in there, and then you should kind of just turn nice and neatly in there. That's actually really nice. I like that a lot. I don't like that there's no poles there, but we can fix that in a second. Now you do need that. Good. That definitely will... Ooh, that's the wrong one. Nope, we need you to connect to there. Much better. Cool. And let's get out of this view. Have you go down ever so slightly, because I feel like that just makes sense. And that is a nice tight connection. Yeah, I like that a lot. Cool. And then let's fix up the other one right away. So let's have the boulevard end in a normal train station. Let's bend that around here. And by around here, I mean be on the floor, please. You can just go about... How do you connect up there? Not quite what I wanted. Maybe just one bit further. Nope, that was 3. This is quite difficult. I need you to... How about you just kind of pull out of there? You are a one-way road. I need you to be a two-way road. So like that. One too far. And then... That's on purpose, by the way. Out of there, because that makes a perfect... There we go. A perfect 4 deep square. You can go out of there. Have a one-way road connect to the train station, probably. Just for traffic flow's sake. So one of you... Let's see, where do we want this to go? Just sort of about 4 in to there. And then we can turn off these traffic lights again. Turn off you. And I think that's it. You didn't generate any. Nope, that is excellent. Okay, all right. That's very good. How is the zoning? Ah, that's slightly annoying that there's no zoning there, but maybe we can just put a fire station or something like that in there. Yeah, but that's all right otherwise. So let's put a people's train station in there. Just a small one. Rural train station right at the back there. Excellent. And you can sit, yeah, just there. Slightly irks me that that is not a nice fit, that it has 3 squares on one side and 2 on the other, but fine, I suppose. So let's have you go down into this area. Grab a train line. Select straight slope. And I feel like I'm narrating a tutorial here, which is not quite what I'm supposed to be doing, or supposed to be doing might be the wrong word, but how do you fit in there? That is almost very good. Emphasis on almost. How about we connect you up from down there instead? Will that work any better? Yeah, that is almost what I want, but not quite. How about we do it with a guy like this? Can you connect up to there? I feel like that should go slightly back. Yeah, that is more than flawless enough for me. How are we doing for height difference? That is also quite neat for height difference there. Cool. Excellent. So people can now get to work from in the city as well. Of course, I need to expand the train line, and I need to give these guys electricity and all that. But for the time being, that is a good start. And our industry demand has gone down significantly as well, which is brilliant. That is what I wanted to see. And we didn't even do that much yet. So very, very good indeed. So far, so good. I like to see that. Right, so let's give these train stations water. Will that be enough? That would technically be enough, but then I don't cover these guys. So something like you. Do you have water? You definitely have water. You just don't have electricity, which is a slight nuisance. How about we just connect you out of there? And you will get electricity soon enough, I hope. It'll be all right. Let's see. Let's connect the train line from out of here into this new place. And also, I just spotted that there's a nice 4x4 square there, but I kind of don't want to do anything with that. So let's ignore that for now, because that will get too close to the train line, and I don't really want to do that. Give me stops there, you. Thank you. So let's add a stop all the way back here. Perfect. That is now the end of the line. And then we should have another stop back there. Did that actually? I feel like that did not put another stop there. I don't know how that did its thing. Let's I can't actually speed up time anymore. I feel like my computer is not fast enough to keep up, or maybe it's a restriction in the game. Ah, there we go. That's much better. So now it seems to have realized that this actually needed a line. So let's add a stop there too. For some reason that is finicky, to say the least. Oh, look at all of those people gathering there. That's kind of interesting that they all sort of bunch up. I also had a weird problem with, yeah, here. There's just a whole bunch of people standing around. And I don't quite know why. And I feel like there was another, yeah, there's another just bundle up here. Which is such an odd thing. I wonder how many there actually are here, because you can, yeah, people are joining, but I feel like no one's actually leaving from there, which is really, really strange. Ah, the train is going through. Did this stop actually get added? I hope that it did. Let's see. Yes, the stop got added. Very nice. And maybe we should add an extra train in there now as well. Yeah, maybe we should. Can I have a lines overview? Thank you. And then train lines. Hawthorne. No, that's not the one. It's the inner city one, which is not just the inner city one anymore. Ooh, very glitchy. Yes, let us add one extra vehicle, one extra regional train, and I feel like that should do us. Then we have 6 trains on this line going back and forth. What did that say? What's wrong with our garbage collection service? Right, there are some people complaining a little bit about that. Let's have a look. Garbage collection is still alright, actually. People should not be complaining about that too much, although these guys may have slight problems there. I could just give him a landfill. I might just give him a landfill. Why not? Let's add a landfill just sort of off here, off the corner. I feel like that, just sort of there. That works. That is quite a nice place for it. And then we can have a incineration plant sitting in here. Excellent. Okay, now of course this area also needs its services, so we should get a clinic. Where do we want these? I feel like we should have the services of the roundabout here. So let's add a nice fire station just there, and then a police one as well. I don't know, should we have another prison? No, we definitely don't need another prison, although this one might be full at this point. Let's have a look. No, it's only half full. We don't need another prison. That is fine then. But we do need a police station sort of in this area because the industrial zones are generally not great for crime. So how about something like that? And then we have a train line that goes all the way in there. They should be quite happy about that. So that is cool. How are we? Yeah, we have pretty decent police coverage. These guys don't have any police coverage at all. So let's have a police station sit in there as well. I feel like that will make them very stoked on life. What about fire? Fire is imminent. These guys are not very stoked on life fire-wise either. So how about we put a fire station sort of in this area, kind of close to here. Yeah, where it connects to the other side. There we go. That's excellent. Yeah, that made a lot of people very happy just then. Fire hazard is actually quite high. I don't know why that is. Do we not have a fire station? We don't have a fire station in here at all. Maybe we should add one, because I did have a fire here earlier. Let's add a fire station just off the road there. I feel like that would be a good place for it. How are we doing for traffic here, by the way? Still shit, but slightly better. How are we doing for profit? Yeah, that fluctuates as well, but it seems like we're outputting quite a bunch of stuff, so that is very good. Right, so what was I doing? Oh yeah, providing services for people. How are we doing for healthcare over here? Healthcare is actually pretty decent. We have a clinic there. Or is that a sauna? What are you? You're a medical clinic. Is that a sauna? No, that's an elementary school. Hang on. That is definitely not where you should undress. Jesus Christ, what am I all about? What are you then? You are a sauna. Is that right next to the elementary school? I can't remember where the elementary school is now. Either way, it is all right. It should be fine. And people are not building here at all. People are not building new residential areas, which is slightly sad. What are you complaining about? No animal products. There's a whole warehouse full of animal products here. Actually, let's set you to balanced. Yeah, I don't know what you're complaining about. I do know that this area is completely stuffed with traffic too, because I gave these people a train station of their own, which in theory works very well. As you can see, like it transports goods to these warehouses and areas, and definitely there's a lot of trains going in between this bit here and these two stations here. But it causes so much local traffic. Yeah, that is highly annoying. Where are all these people going? Are they going into the city, or are they just sticking in here? No, quite a lot are going into the city, actually. And these guys seem to have gotten... Nope, now they're annoyed again. I don't know how this works, because we have so much stuff here. Way too much stuff in storage right there. And I put some actual storage places in here as well. You have flowers, you have animal products. and you have a bunch of crops. So right by the train station, there is a very adequate storage facility. But they're just not transporting it to where it needs to go, which is here. Because these people are constantly complaining that they're not getting their animal products and crops and flowers and whatever it might be. It's usually animal products, actually. So I don't quite know how that situation works. But fine. How are we doing over here? Maybe we should add some parks too. Did I? Yes, I added one of you, and I added a medical clinic and a firehouse. That is excellent. But let's add a park or two, maybe a gas station, because they count as parks. They're modded things. There we go. That counts as an actual park, which I find quite fun. So you can have parks that kind of fit the industrial look. So let's have a gas station there, and maybe a parking lot sort of in thereabouts, and a parking lot by the train station possibly. Yeah, how about just a parking lot right about there? That works quite nicely, and that should cheer these people up quite a lot. Ooh, that is quite nice. This is quite of nice. Not kind of nice. No. This is a placeholder train station, which works as a park and is very, very cool as well, because it kind of looks like a proper train station that is being built. Let's see. Oh, you don't spread a lot of happiness, though. That's kind of sad. Okay. So it's meant for city planning, so it's not meant as a park. That's kind of a shame. But otherwise, this works quite well. I do want to add some more areas, though. So let's add a basketball court. I feel like that might be nice for the people that are on their break or something. So nicely in the center of this area, right by the roundabout. That might attract a lot of traffic. I don't know. But that should cheer these people up quite a lot. And you need their happiness to be up for... There we go. That did a lot. Yeah, you need their happiness to be up for them to upgrade and to be more efficient. So, yeah, excellent. Right, so now there just is a lot of demand for... Or sort of a medium demand for shopping areas, which I find kind of interesting. Oh, we need to work on Emerson Zoo as well. That also still needs another name. Just like the farming area, that also needs another name still. Pleasant Farmland. Is it pleasant? No, it's traffic the hell up. And this needs a name as well. We'll have a think of that. But I do quite like this. I do quite like the extra zone sort of out there. It's more than accessible by both places. You can get there from the from either way of the... Jesus, Tom, words. From either way of the river, you can get to in this part of the city quite easily. You can connect into Hawthorne easily. Just by... maybe Hawthorne should have its own little... cargo station as well. No, I feel like we should not do that to Hawthorne. Well, although I do like that. Car's kind of bunched up there. How are we doing here? You don't service that many people, and there's only one train going back and forth, which is, that's more than enough, actually. Not that many people are going in and out of Hawthorne. But at least it's doing something. And also this train here is seriously losing a lot of money. Let's actually have a look at how many people get on now, because it didn't seem like anyone was there. How are we doing? Yeah, just 10 people on board. So that is very unspectacular. Yeah, fine by me. Ooh, and look at this. This train line is actually doing its job quite properly. I like that a lot. I like it when a system works, which is a slight rarity in this game. How are you doing? Are you actually connecting to anyone yet? Are you producing and importing and exporting anything? That would be quite useful. It seems like you are. You are definitely getting some traffic. That is really good. I'm gonna call it there though for the time being, because I have recorded for an hour and I meant to record for about 45 minutes. So yeah, slight addiction to the city building thing, I suppose. But people of YouTube, thank you very much for watching this episode of Cities Skylines, and we are almost at our 90,000. I assume that next episode we might reach that threshold and can start work on our final project, the international airport. which is quite exciting. So thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to press some of the positive buttons down below, and I shall see you in the next episode. Ciao.